Welcome to A Quest for Metal and welcome to another tier list where we'll be ranking Amon Amarth's albums from my least favourite all the way to my favourite. And just like my newer tier lists, we are actually having a least favourite and a favourite tier because I just think it gives us the visual indication of what is the best and what is dog shit. And today we're going to definitely talk about some dog shit and definitely some fucking amazing albums by this band. This Viking metal crusading band going through the Skyrim mountains, gonna slay some Draugr, gonna go to the gods, Kratos it up, cut some fucking heads off. That's what we're gonna be doing. That's right, so I want you guys to play along at home. So what's your favourite Amon Amarth album, what's your least favourite, and what do you think about the rest? Get your drinking horns ready, horns up to the sky, and let's get off with this cringy intro and get into the fucking rankings. Alright, least favourite. What's it going to be? Least favourite. The worst Amon Amarth album. What is it going to be? For me, personally, fuck off, Bullgod. I don't want any PC tunings now. My least favourite is going to be Amon Amarth, the Great Heathen Army. The latest one by Amon Amarth is... It's just so dull and lifeless. It's everything I don't like about the band. The band has just gone on this trajectory recently of just downhill. It's a downhill trajectory. They're going down a slope, and there's no up at the end of it. It's all just downhill. And this one just has the most uninspiring songs, cookie cutter melodies. It's boring. It's a boring album. It's very safe. There's nothing special about it. Some people hated Berserker, and I don't think that's great either. We'll get to that in a second, but at least some of the songs in there were actually trying. They were actually trying. Like, the stories in there were quite cool, but the ones in the Great Heathen Army just bored me to tears. Like, I'm bored talking about it. I'm gonna move on. I'm bored talking about it. Like, the standout was the Goat song, which I can't even be bothered looking up what the name of it is. That's how shit it is. So this album can go into least favourite. It's probably going to be in the end of the year list for worst albums of the year, probably. Or at least most disappointing, because it's not, it's not terrible music. It's just so substandard compared to the rest of this amazing discography. Yeah, if you like it, good for you. This is the reason. This is why it wasn't in my end of the month list, because I fucking hate it. So yeah, least favourite. So yeah, Berserker is next, and that's going to go into D tier. Again, the ideas on here were better. It's still a bit dull. Not quite as dull as the Great Heathen Army, but it's still a bit dull. Some of the songs were quite fun, but some of them just not so much. Like, the Berserker at Stamford Bridge is probably the best one. Like, the whole story of that song is just so good. Fafner's Gold is fun. Shield Wall, but the rest of it just kind of falls flat. So although it has a couple of good songs here and there, the rest of it's just kind of boring again. Kind of like the Great Heathen Army, but just with better songs on. So really, later Amon Amarth albums are just not doing it for me. Let's move on to the next one. The Fate of Norns, which is a killer album. This is going to go to, A, mate. It's going to go to A. This is an amazing album. This is the Amon Amarth we know and love. Classic songs on here, hard-hitting ones, and just ones you just want to headbang to the entire time. With amazing songs like the Pursuit of Vikings with that kind of gallopy riff. That's just one of the greatest ones they've done. Valkyrie's Rise. Valkyrie's Ride, sorry. Such a good album, classic one, got that classic sound, and it's heavy as balls. So yeah, Fate of the Norns, easy A for me. Easy A. Twilight the Thunder God is next, and this is an S tier for me. Almost favourite, but it's S tier. Every song on here just slaps. Twilight of the Thunder God. Sorry, Twilight of the Thunder God. You can't. Come on. It's one of the greatest ones. Guardians of Asgard. It's the catchiest album. It's got the most hits on. It's fun as fuck. Like, I kind of want to put Fate of Norns in S as well now. This is a hard one. This is a hard one. Maybe I should. You know what? I'm going to do it. It's an S tier. So is Twilight the Thunder God. Both amazing albums. Next up is The Crusher, which I think is a B tier. It's on the earlier scale of Amon Amarth albums, but I don't think they quite hit the stride just yet. Although saying that, the debut is amazing. So I don't know. It's just one of the ones alongside the Avenger, which is going to go into C tier, where I don't see myself returning to as often, but it is better than the Avenger. Some of the songs hit a bit harder, a bit catchier, but overall, they don't pique my interest as much as a couple of the other earlier albums, which we will get to right now, because Once Sent Through the Golden Hall is an A tier. That's an A tier. They started off strong as shit on this album. The melodies here, this is melodic death at its finest. I want to re-listen to it now. I almost want to slap it up to S, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that just yet. Once Sent Through the Golden Hall, amazing debut, amazing Viking album. Now, John's Viking. Where's this going to go? Some people hate it, some people put it there. I'm actually going to put it in B, which is probably a surprise. People are like, why is the Avenger in C? It's just not as memorable. Whereas John's Viking has some amazing songs on. 1,000 Burning Arrows may be my favourite Amon Amarth song, and that's on this album. And the rest of it's great as well, but it is where they kind of started to slow down. They kind of started to just dip in quality on this album onwards. But compared to Berserker and the Great Heathen Army, the songs on here, they're so good. I mean, Raise Your Horn, some people don't like that, but I like my Ailstorm drinking stuff, so that's a staple live song. And I love First Kill. I know some people say that's a bit cheesy, but I love it. Like, the first man I killed was the Earl's right-hand man. Oh, so good. I really enjoy this album. I really enjoy it. I don't think it's quite an A tier, and I don't think it's... See, it pains me to put the Avenger there, but I do like John's Viking more than it, so I'm sorry it's going to go B tier. Personal taste. Now, with Odin on our side is a clear S tier. It's a clear S tier. Of course it is. It's with Odin on our side. Cry the Blackbirds. That's all I need to say. But there is other amazing songs on it as well. Valhalla Awaits Me and Runes to My Memory is a banger of a song. So this is probably going to go there. I like Twilight a little bit more. Then it's probably with Odin on our side. Then Fate of Norns. That's probably what it's going to be at the moment. Next up is Certa Rising, which is a really good album. I'm going to put that into A. This is how I wanted Amon Amarth to stay with the sound, with this kind of Certa Rising and Deceiver of the Gods, which I'll put them both into A. This is the kind of sound, the newer Amon Amarth sound I wanted it to stay as. Like Loki, Father of the Wolf is just such a fun song. Certa Rising, the song Deceiver of the Gods, like both of these to me are on the same level, and I don't know which one I prefer more. I think Certa Rising's a little bit better, but Deceiver's so good as well, so it's a real hard decision. But Once Sent's better, so that's why it's there. Both of these have so many good songs on, melodies up the wazoo, like the riffs, the galloping riffs on both of them. Too many songs to count. Like Live Without Regrets, Destroyer of the Universe, yeah, amazing. Love both these albums, but there can only be one favourite, and that's of course Versus the World. Versus the World is my favourite. It always has been, always will be. It takes everything from the best melodies from the debut, the great heaviness and catchiness of stuff like Twilight the Thunder God and Fate of Norns, and just perfects it. And it has my all-time favourite Amon Amarth songs on: Across the Rainbow Bridge, Versus the World, and the craziest one of all, Death in Fire. Death in Fire is a mosher of a song. As soon as they play that live, I'm like headbanging. I'm jumping straight into the pit. Into the pit! And it's a great time. And look at him, he's fighting the world. He's like Hercules trying to like throw the world through the universe. It's amazing. So that is my favourite Amon Amarth album. And The Great Heathen Army, the latest one, is my least favourite. So that is how my tier list is going. Again, it's only personal opinion, so this is just my list for Amon Amarth. Yours might be completely different. I want you guys to put along down below what's your favourite Amon Amarth album, your least favourite, and what do you think of my tier list? Rabble. Let me know down below, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.